Hi, I'm Daniel, the founder of Wundertax. Like most people, doing your taxes is not exactly your favorite task. That's why we developed Wundertax, a platform that helps you file your tax return quickly, easily, and securely. With Wundertax, you can complete your tax return in less than 30 minutes without needing any prior knowledge. Our user-friendly interface guides you step by step through the process, and our support team is always available to assist you. Let's take a look at how our tool works. All right, in the first step, you just have to sign up, and it's really easy. You use your email address and you assign a password. In my case, I'm just gonna log in with an account that I already have. So I press login, and you will have an overview of your tax declarations, right? So in my case, I will do a tax return for 2022. I already pre-filled some data, so you already see the amount that I can expect back. So starting with personal data, it's really simple actually. You just type in your first name, your last name, your date of birth, your current address. So this is used to actually determine your tax office. So if you actually know that the tax office is a different one than what we assign to you, you can also select the actual tax office in the drop-down menu. You indicate which religion you are, so not obligated to pay church tax or others, or you're obligated to pay church tax, and your family status. That was the first step, that easy. Second step is the income. So this is where you type in your typically employee income. First of all, you say what occupation you had, and then you need the document, your Lohnsteuerbescheinigung, your income tax certificate. It looks something like this. So on the top left, you have your address, your name. On the right side, you have a bunch of numbers which indicate what you earned and what taxes and social contributions you paid. At the bottom left, you will see some basic data about you. If you have this document, you will see that we have corresponding numbers. So in each field, for instance here, at the annual gross wage, you will see a little 3. So if you go to your tax certificates, so your Lohnsteuerbescheinigung, you will see these orange numbers. Those are the corresponding numbers to the ones in the field. So you just type the numbers that you see on the Lohnsteuerbescheinigung and just copy it one-to-one. At the bottom, there's some fields that are not shown automatically because they're just seldom used. But if you should have these, please select this box. And most importantly, if you had multiple employers, you will get multiple Lohnsteuerbescheinigungen. So just press the little plus down here to add another employment tax statement, so Lohnsteuerbescheinigung. In this case, I didn't have one, so I'm just gonna go on and save and continue. Next, you type in your expenses. The general expenses include application costs for new jobs or contributions to alumni associations. In my case, I only had seminar fees, so in this case, 2,000 euros, and contributions to professional associations of 150 euros. If you used Wundertax last year, we will automatically add the 34,99 € into the field tax software, tax advice, tax literature, because that is tax deductible. Apart from that, there are also some telephone, internet, and bank account fees that are tax deductible. And we pre-filled this field with 240 euros and this field with 16 euros, just simply because those are numbers that the tax office accepts without any proof of payment or like invoices. If you know that you had more costs, feel free to change this field. So I'll save and continue. That wasn't all costs. Next, it's work and study costs. In this case, there's also the option to just select the flat fee of 110 euros. I would suggest anybody to tick these 110 euros should your expenses for work fees be lower than that, or if you don't have any invoices anymore for this. But if you had payments, or if you bought a computer, laptop, printer, smartphone, expensive books or software, then please feel free to scroll down and add a cost position, add something that you purchased. So in this case, I purchased a laptop in 2022. I just add how much it cost me, 1,450 euros, and the date of purchase. Of course, you can add multiple items, again, with the plus. I will go further. And now comes the transportation to and from work. In general, it is a quite complicated endeavor to calculate this, but we made it really easy by just intuitively allowing you to enter data. So in the first step, you add the home address that you had in 2022 and the workplace address. With these two addresses, we determine the distance to the workplace automatically. Then you type in how much did you work from which date to which date. So in my case, the 1st of February to the 31st of December, and how many days I worked per week. That determines the total number of days. We deduct the holidays, business travel, and sick days, which I enter here, and the number of home office days that I've had in 2022. With this, we determine the total costs, and you never actually have to calculate anything. And then you still add the public transportation costs, in this case 750 euros, and you're basically done. Important, if you had multiple addresses or multiple employers where you had to go to, then you can add them here under new entry as always. Save and continue. I had other insurances. In this case, I had accident and liability insurance, but you just have to enter the annual amounts. You just add them up and enter them here. Save and continue. You get to the next point, which are additional costs. There are many other additional costs that you can deduct from your taxes in Germany, such as children's or household-related expenses, workshop seminars, separate workroom in your apartment, work-related relocation, donations, of course, etc., etc. If you didn't have any of those, you go further to the tax office, and now comes the formal part. You enter your IBAN, where the tax office should transfer your tax refund, and your tax ID. This is the Steueridentifikationsnummer. Additionally, you can add the tax number, but this is not a must, and your telephone number and additional information. So if you had any costs that needed some explanation, feel free to use this field to explain it to your tax office. If not, and in my case, it's very clear, I save and continue, and I get into my overview. So in the overview, you will have the errors and open warnings. So errors are anything that is just simply wrong, and open warnings are just tips where you can see if you're sure if you want to hand it in like this. Additionally, on the left-hand side, you can see the projected refund. If you click the little I and show calculation, you will see the calculation of how we determined this 2,853 euros. And of course, we will show a little warning. If it's a compulsory assessment, you will have to do your tax return. You will have to hand it in. If not, you won't see the little exclamation mark. To proceed, to actually go to handing it in, you will have to go to the payment page. On the payment page, you can select to buy one tax return for 34.99 euros, or you can buy bundles of 3 or 4 tax returns. You can add a voucher, should you have one, and you can select the payment method, so credit card, Klarna, or SEPA direct debit. Important, it is a one-time payment. It's not a subscription that you're going for. And what we do is we save your personal data for next year's filing. Additionally to that, the cost that you're spending here right now, this 34.99 euros, like I showed earlier, these are deducted from your taxes next year. So I will just go ahead and pay. Transaction successful. And I get into the submission process. So very important, you download the draft tax return. Yeah, you download it and look at the data that you have. Yeah, this is the Hauptvordruck Einkommensteuererklärung. This is for legal reasons completely in German, but you have to check if all the data that you entered is actually also in the tax return that is sent to the Finanzamt, to the tax office. So I know that it's all correct. So I will just go ahead and close this, and then go to confirm your declaration draft. Okay, I've taken a look, I'll confirm it. And you go into the KYC process. So we actually have to check for the tax office if you are really the person that you claim to be. And you can do this with a simple ID card, passport, or residency permit. And we will automatically check your ID, check your KYC. And once you've done that, you can finalize your submission. I won't do it for the purposes of this video, but then you finalize your submission and then you hand it into the tax office. It will take about 4 to 6 weeks until you get your Steuerbescheid, which is basically the invoice of the tax office where all the calculations are shown and which costs they accepted or not. And also with this Steuerbescheid, you will get your refund. We place great importance on security and data protection, ensuring that your personal information is always safe. Try it out and see for yourself how easy filing your taxes can be. Visit us at wundertax.de and we look forward to helping you.